it was a tweet or somebody had maybe posted it on Instagram. I was strolling through my timeline and I just saw that someone said JJ Watt, his number one team would be the Cleveland Browns. And at first I was like, what? Like, what? The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to go to Cleveland? But then on second thought, I was like, especially like when you consider Cleveland, Green Bay, or Cleveland, Pittsburgh. But when you really think about Cleveland and all of the weapons they have, the season they had last year under first-year head coach Steve Stefanski, and Nerf says, I can see J.J. Watt being a Brown. And honestly, I can too. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, honestly, that's not a bad choice for J.J. Watt to make. Cleveland Browns, they have a really good nucleus of young talent there. They made it to the playoffs. They pulled off an upset over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think they're going to be a playoff team. You know, they're going to they have a window. Cleveland has a window. They're in a window right now. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Baker Mayfield. I thought he was great in college. You know, he won the Heisman. He went number 1 overall. I haven't been the biggest fan of him, like in the pros. Then again, I also haven't watched a lot of his tape to know, or a lot of games to know how good or he hasn't been. I did watch the Hard Knocks when he was a rookie. I saw that whole drama play out between him and Tyrod Taylor, and I feel bad for Tyrod Taylor, man. It seems like no matter where this dude go, he ends up getting like put on the chopping block or just treated like chopped liver. You know what I mean? Like, I was watching this highlight video of the top 100 plays from the NFL this past season, and Cleveland Browns were like on 4 or 5 of those plays, man. And I was watching that video and I was like, damn, like these dudes kind of have some weapons. And Baker Mayfield in his 3rd year with a competent head coach, Stefanski, and his first name is escaping me right now. Up until this point, it's like Cleveland gonna be Cleveland. It's like what Juju Smith-Schuster said, right? Cleveland is Cleveland, you know, like they the same Browns. And everyone kind of felt that way about them coming this year, no matter what head coach they had over there. They had a head coach almost every other damn year for the past decade plus. And it's like, y'all still only won two games or 1 game in like 2 years. But that was under Hugh Jackson or whatever it was. So it's like, did you really feel like Stefanski was going to be that big of a difference? But turns out Stefanski was actually a big difference. He got them to the playoffs, and they even won a playoff game without him. And they had a chance. They had a chance against the Chiefs. And like, this was his first year. We all know, as Packers fans, even going from year 1 to year 2, there can be a huge spike in production and just team comfortability and winning. And just, even though the Packers didn't technically win more games, they were a much better team from year 1 of Matt LaFleur to year 2 of Matt LaFleur. I think the same could be said for the Browns and Stefanski. I mean, he still has to do it, but it's like, could I see them winning more games? And you have to factor into play that they didn't have Odell Beckham Jr. Now, you could say some people believe that this team is actually better without Odell Beckham Jr. Some people say a player of Odell Beckham Jr.'s caliber, like his talent, like there's no way a team could be better without him. But I disagree. I think it is possible for teams to be better without a all-star player, because it just allows you, or I said all-star, or like a Pro Bowl player or all-pro player, because sometimes that player creates distraction or confusion, or that player causes you to not play a certain way that you want to play and kind of play outside of yourself. And when OBJ wasn't there, Baker seemed like he was more accurate. It seemed like he took less risks. It seemed like he just was more efficient with the ball. And it seemed like this team was gelled a little bit better, and he got more people involved, and just like they were just all on the same page. And I mean, I'm not trying to come at OBJ, or say anything about him like disparaging. I'm just saying, like, maybe when he comes back, they'll be just as good, if not better. Maybe that was all due to Stefanski, and maybe the other issues that they had with the offense, even though him and all these other weapons were a part of the offense. And Nick Chubb is definitely the probably most underrated running back in the NFL. Like, I think Aaron Jones is very underrated. And I think actually Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb are probably tied for the 2 most And I'm gonna change this. 2 most like underrated players in the NFL, man, because that kid Chubb, man, he's something else, bro. But I saw a stat that said J.J. Watt was the second most double team person in the NFL, and I didn't even know J.J. Watt was still commanding as many double teams as he was. He was the second most double team person in the NFL. I think at like 27%. And the first person, the most double team player, was Zadarius Smith at 30%. So it's like that goes to show you that Zadarius Smith is an absolute dog. 1 and 2, J.J. Watt, yeah, his numbers have declined, but the teams are still game planning him and saying, look, we can't let this dude wreck the game. We still have to put time and energy and resources to stopping this dude. And if you take a guy like that and you put him on the same field with Myles Garrett, and they go out and they have another draft and they get some more pieces, like Cleveland could be very, very formidable. So I think that could be a good pickup for them.
Puda, you the GOAT, boy.